this will equally interest you. We have the case of Nupenco. Nupenco is Nigerian University Pension Administration Company. What does this speak to? That, for goodness sake, just like the military and other sector, we want to manage our pension. Because of the endemic corruption in this country, we can't put our faith on the hand. We say, okay, it's part of our 2009 agreement. They say, okay, what does it cost to get a license? They said 200 million. We paid. Give us our license. They say, no, that's not, it's not, it has changed. 250 million. We paid. Give us our ASU. Give us our license. They say, no, it's now 300 million. We paid. They increased it to 5, 6. At the last count, they said we need to pay 1 billion naira. We have since paid 1 billion naira since almost 2 years ago. We don't have the license, and our money is still with them. We were told it's in an escrow account. And by implication, several of our members are retiring without pension. Without pension. We equally have the issue of staff schools. The staff schools are like laboratory for our colleagues in the education faculties and so. Staff school too is supposed to cater for our own children. We can't be training other people's children, and yet our own children cannot get quality education. Go to Zambia, go to Zimbabwe, go to Botswana. University lecturers have free education for their district. So part of the 2009 agreement is to say, you know what, the federal government will fund staff schools, just like they are funding all these other military school and command school. And don't forget, staff school is equally under the universal basic primary education. Fine. We'll fund it, but that the school administration or the university authority should fund international school, the secondary school. We are doing that. But government has stopped. Government has commercialized and privatized the staff school. When we challenge them, the government itself went to industrial courts. They went to industrial courts. The government lost at the industrial court. As we are speaking now, government has not reversed its own position. So where are we?
But you see, well, the question I asked in the face of the economic situation where the funds that you need for all of these things are not there. What would ASU be willing to do to see that this matter is resolved?
I answered that question. I told you the whole thing is linked. You see, for instance, let me tell you, we say fund university. You have a professor, you have lecturers that are not motivated. You have lecturers you are owing since 2009, and you want them to go to class to teach. You understand? And more importantly, let's don't deceive ourselves about this bogus issue about economic crisis. We see what they are doing all over the place. And of course, the mathematics does not add up. How much was the cost of oil in 2016, for instance? Or when Jonathan was there? Exchange rate was 165. So, how much is the exchange rate now? Let's take the official exchange rate, 305. By the time you do the mathematics, we are even having more naira. We spend naira here. With the dollars exchange rate now, we have more naira here. And with the kind of, all they need to do is to reduce their greed. All they need to do is to, you see, in Nigeria, officials don't just steal. Stealing is official. Starting from the presidency to the national assembly, all of them. So, okay, how do you explain it? You say we don't have money. Instead, universities that are not giving subventions. Ogun State that has not been able to pay subvention to the 2 universities that is having. In the last 6-8 months, it's established the 3rd university. Ondo State, the same thing. It's with the 4th university. But the federal government, even under this administration, has established several universities, and you say you cannot fund the existing one.
The other question will be, do the universities publish their accounts?
Oh, yes, the university do that.
Where? And
in the newspaper, and of course you have
all the universities publish their accounts.
And anyone that, who has refused to do that, of course, the government knows what to do. But university publish their accounts.
Okay. Has the government made any promises regarding the time frame that it will clear some of this debt so that you all can go back to work?
I don't take my, as the chairman of ASU University of Lagos or chairman of ASU anywhere, I don't take my news from the newspaper when it comes to the issue of strike. We have a modality for communication. I've not gotten anything from national. I will tell you they are meeting now. Maybe by tomorrow, I should be able to say authoritatively, this is the discussion with the federal government so far. But given the hair of propaganda, lies, half truth and misinformation, it will be dangerous to believe or rely on.
At the meeting with the minister.
You say?
You were not at the meeting with
No, I'm prosecuting the strike in Lagos. There are people who are charged with that responsibility.
Okay, that's at the national level.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're smiling as a father whose children, your son, you said, started with a strike and is ending with a strike, and your daughter is being affected by the strike as well. But he has talked about.
I have 2 of them there, not 2, University of Lagos. Okay. So that's why I say
so we
are parents too. That we can't send them abroad. We can't send them to private universities. And of course, sorry sir, the private university, even with all these problems, it is obvious that the Nigerian people, given the kind of energy and the patriotism that we have displayed, has voted en masse for public education in this country. Yeah. Because go and look at the chart. None of them, despite the bogus money they charge people, has been able to be one of the first 10. So we are proud of what we are doing, and because that's where we have our own children too.
Unilag and Ibadan, what numbers, please?
I can't say, and it equally depends on which ranking. But I know at the last time, even UI was one of the 1,000 universities in the world. And don't forget, before this, we have this crisis. We compete with Oxford. We compete with Harvard. That's why I say we should go back to that gloriousness and to tell you that our university is no longer attractive. You don't see foreign lecturers there again because a lot of decadence have set in, and our leaders have a pathological hatred for knowledge.
But they all acquired knowledge. Yeah. Mr. Igwe, so you've heard what he said.
Yes.
As a parent.
This is what I'm thinking. There's a disconnect between the government and the union. The government, I believe, should discuss with the union, maybe set up an implementation committee.
There is one, sir.
Oh, there is?
Yes, I was me.
All right. Then they should be more proactive in terms of communications. This is where we are at this point. This is where we are at this other point, and so on and so forth. I think that, over the years, because if we are going strike every 4 years now, over the years, there has been this lack of empathy, lack of communication. I think there is something not coming together. There's a disconnect. I want to appeal, first of all, to the government. Please get more proactive in reaching out to the union. And I want to appeal to us. I want to appeal to you, sir. You and your union, try and look at how you can, resolve this issue without having to, disrupt the entire system. If we do that, I'm sure we're going to be able to get to your El Dorado. I'm sure we'll be able to do that. I believe that the present minister, by accepting that government had reneged on some of the things that they had agreed upon, has made the first step. I think that's the first time we are having a government agree. So I think we should take it from there. And they say they're releasing money. Okay, fine. Let's take it a step further. So let's do it that way. I don't think that the tension should be further extended beyond the fact that, okay, look, let's agree on these things. When are you going to implement this? Give us a timeline. When do you think you can implement this part of this agreement? And so on and so forth. Again, bear in mind there's the economic situation to consider. He has mentioned the fact that there's some profligacy going on, which does not make this whole talk about it. It doesn't add up. So let's be sincere about all of this.
The government is already 4 years behind.
Exactly.
In dealing with its commitment of 220